Awesome,
Cool.
man. It's good to have you here, man.
Good to be
It's
here.
been such a pleasure working together, dude. Just wanted to, start off by, a bit of an introduction as to what you do and what your company is all about, man.
Well, my name is Devesh Arora, and I am currently running Velmora Consulting. It's a very young startup that we specialize in offshore outsourcing for mainly tech developers and also AI and ML people, whoever companies who need AI ML people or like any development teams, software teams. So we all just help them out for 40% less the cost.
Lovely. So you obviously help like big enterprises in the States sort of
Yeah.
like outsource all of their software development
Mhm.
and that's like your that's the powerhouse that you have here.
Yeah.
When did you start this, man? What was the journey like?
So we started in like early June, and we got incorporated in mid-June when we had all the legal documents and the compliance was done correctly. And we had the first client in the first week of July. So he gave us the first contract with for 2 developers, and that sort of got the ball rolling. And then now, after like a few months, 3 to 4 months, we've got a second client.
Sick.
Thanks to Meteoric, I guess. But yeah, so pretty good. Looks pretty good so far. We've got like a couple of more leads that I'm talking to right now, and yeah, let's see where it goes.
No, amazing, man. I think when we started, when we got on that first call, I think that's when I was first of all like super surprised as to, like, someone in Bombay is running this sort of a business that I had never heard about myself, and it was so
Yeah.
interesting for me to even find out that like we're the same age. He was scaling it with his numbers back then, and then just like the team that he had and the model that he had. And what sort of made you jump on that call and be like, I'm excited to see where content can go.
Well, initially I found you like when I was studying in Canada, like 2 to 3 years ago, when you were like around 50 to 60K followers, and I just followed you because I liked your content, I liked the editing work and the videos that you shoot. But apart from that, when you sort of launched the program, I was not quite aware of it. But then I sort of texted you through your stories, and then we got in touch that night, and we got on a call the next morning. But yeah, so initially I was a little hesitant because I've never done such a thing before, like partnered up with any content agencies or like personal branding agencies. So I was a bit hesitant in the start, thinking of how it would work, and I also was like a little bit cautious about putting myself online.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you spoke about on the first call that we had.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had a couple of insecurities there, but like your funnel system, where like you explain how the scripting will go to the posting and to the sending the clips to the editor, was pretty clean, and I thought it's gonna be a very easy process, which was a very complicated process in my head
Yeah.
at the time, but then it sort of cleared it up, and then I shot my first Miro video with you, and then got that out, and then that sort of got the ball rolling, and we got 7 to 8 videos up till now, and yeah, got a first client.
Let's fucking go, man. What's the big number looking like with the new client, man?
So initially we were doing 140K a year ARR, and now that sort of adds up to 50K ARR with the new client coming in, and hopefully he gives me a couple of more referrals, then we can get to more than 200,000 ARR by the end of the year.
No, I feel like we can sign some new clients as well there.
Yeah.
But again, like just to sort of double tap on the point that you mentioned there, where it was like you were obviously insecure of getting in front of the camera and, as to how the system would work. But one thing that I remember when you came to me, you were like, I just want to do content purely to get more business.
Right.
And it's such a lucrative niche industry where, like, I think all of your videos combined, you've not even gotten 10,000 views.
Right.
But you've made $50,000 from like added ARR from the content. So what was that approach like? What was that revelation like for you?
Well, I noticed 2 things that this industry does not have, specifically young people, and more importantly, people not putting out content about this. So I think that is where I stand out. And then one of the main reasons why I started putting out content was to stand out between like these tech CEOs and founders of really, really big companies in outsourcing. And I think their method of getting clients is a lot different than how I get clients, because we don't do a lot of cold outreach, we don't do like a lot of cold emailing, but instead we depend entirely upon our content and our marketing strategy to get inbound leads. So that is how we work, and I think it's been working pretty well for us.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that was like the biggest revelation, like when I remember you were shocked about, was the fact that I was just like, we make content for a specific type of individual, and they will either find it, or when we talk to them, they will see it and they'll have that
Exactly.
added trust and
Yeah.
sort of buy from you. What was the mindset behind obviously you mentioned the fact that no one's as young as you in this space, and especially in even when we like try to find accounts in the States, we didn't find more than like 3-4 people that were doing this or making content around this. When did you realize the power of content, wherein like you were in, that lead was in your funnel and he was viewing your profile multiple times? So
well, basically putting out good content is like just a good testimonial for your brand, right? So that just gets the warm lead into your DMs. He'll be like, okay, this guy he knows what he's doing, might give him a shot. So that's how it works basically. It's like, it's a good testimonial for you. It's a good brand building strategy. That's how you build trust with the client, and I think that's what they're honestly looking for,
Yeah.
Like if a big tech company wants to jump in with your company for outsourcing developers in India, they're not gonna like jump on it on the first call, or they're not gonna trust you without the content you have. They need to see some proof. And since we're a fairly young company, I think putting out content and the testimonials with my clients also increases my trust with them.
Yeah, and that's trust is like something that you mentioned that is, what I realized even when we were talking about the due diligence that the CTO of this particular company was going through with you and the bureaucracy there. But like that just makes me, think about how trust deficient this market can be, and how, content can sort of elevate that trust. And I keep telling this to, people that have goals with content. As like, if the number one goal with content is to like sign clients and do more business, like stop worrying about the followers and the views, like start thinking about, is my ideal client going to look at this and go, yes, he knows his shit? Or is my ideal client going to look at this and be like, okay, cool, it's entertaining, but like, what am I getting out of it?
Exactly. So like, I have less than 1,000 followers, but still I got like a potential inbound lead coming through.
Yeah.
And so that just shows that the followers and the quality of your videos don't matter until you just put out good content with good scripts that are very understandable for the potential client to read. And so I think that's what worked with me for the first few Myros, and now we're trying to switch up the content a little bit because we also with time want to improve our quality and the videography with the videos coming through. But like initially the Myros worked pretty well for me. So
yeah, lovely, bro. Like the sky is the limit. Like we haven't even touched long form content at all. We haven't even touched like story based content at all, which is like I think there's such a possibility for you, as you mentioned, right? Like it's a blue ocean, like for you to be the thought leader in this outsourcing space. And then you literally open up a new industry for other people to get into with your content, which is so powerful, which is probably the goal here as well. But like, I just wanted to ask you a question around like, what did that exact process look like? Where we went from, okay, this is the goal, this is the kind of content we put out, this is the kind of team we need to put together, these are the systems that we use, and how did my team sort of help you, and what was that process like?
So initially, I was a very young. Like a young brain into the content space. So before I even spoke to you, I didn't know anything about making reels or making videos and editing them. But after joining the program, I think you set me up with Adi, who's your CEO, who's very good with all the reviews and always had my back with all the scripting and stuff. And then your link for the editors who I could choose from. Again, an entirely independent process where I can choose my own editor whose style I like, whose editing style that I like. But apart from that, from scripting to editing to shooting, everything was like sort of spoon-fed in the start because I was a very young person doing this for the first time, so I needed a lot of help. But apart from that, I think now I've gotten a hang of it, and like I'm trying to make videos on my own now without disturbing you guys a lot.
No, man, we're always here for you. Like that's the whole point. That you have to disturb us as much as you can. But I just wanted to, obviously that's the editor hiring bit was great. But I remember us hiring an appointment setter for you, and how was that process like?
Yeah, that was pretty good. We got to the appointment setter on the 3rd month with Meteoric, I think, and I was looking to hire someone to do outbound, like just an appointment setter for the inbound and the outbound leads. And so Moksh sort of helped me with hiring a proper appointment setter who understood the vision, who knew what he was doing, and who had like a pretty good experience behind him in the industry. So I think the current appointment setter is doing a good job at reaching out to people and talking to my potential clients, and then bringing them into me and setting up calls with me. So that was pretty good as well.
Lovely, man, lovely. If you were to double tap a bit on the community side of things, what was your review of the community and like connecting with other people within Meteoric?
Yeah, when I joined, I wasn't really familiar with anybody in the community. Like I didn't know anybody, but because everybody was like spread across the globe, everybody's from a different country. But now that I've like sort of interacted a lot with like Manav and Umesh,
Yeah.
and a lot more people in the community. It's like it sort of forms a group where everybody's just motivating each other to do better in content, or even in the business program. Anybody can like just, if you have a doubt, you just put it on the group, and there are people who can help you with that.
100%. No, that's very true. Like I think that's that supportive element there that it's sometimes so overlooked. Where
Yeah.
you know that sometimes is the secret sauce where
Mhm.
when what you're aiming for starts to become a hygiene standard within the community, you're like, shit, even I need to sign clans, or even I need to start getting those numbers and that traction on the algorithm. But also, man, if you were to tell, if someone is viewing this video and they're sort of in a very similar space as to you, where they're in a very niche industry and they have a fairly traditional business, online or offline, and they don't know what content can do for them, and how the Meteoric Boost protocol can help them, or they're sort of at the fence of working with me, what would you tell someone like that?
Well, I would just tell them to get started initially, just like get the ball rolling. I know it's like a little daunting in the start, like before you put out your first video, and it was for me, but then luckily I had Moksha and his team to help me through it. But then once I put out the first video, it sort of gave me that confidence to put out another one, then another one. So that's the thing, like you just have to get the ball rolling, and then it just happens by itself. Once you see that first inbound lead come through, you're gonna get the motivation to record more.
Once you start smelling the money, it's insane.
Yeah.
No, 100%, dude. It's been such a pleasure working with you, man. I feel like we're creating a new space altogether on the internet with the offshore consulting style of content, and there's so many things that we can play around with, and the goal is to scale Wilmora to the moon. So
likewise, brother.
100% man. It's been a pleasure working together, and pleasure recording this.
Yes, sir. Me too.